everyone, welcome back to my channel and Merry Christmas to you all once again. As you can see, I have a Christmas tree finally. In my previous video I told you that we were about to go and buy one, and finally we have our tree. I've even already put some lights on and I don't have any ornaments yet. I'm going to buy them this week. If you are wondering why we were getting our tree this late, I explained it in my previous video. And well, basically we're almost ready to celebrate New Year's Eve very soon. Today is the 24th of December that I'm filming this video. It is Saturday. It is like half a day off here in Poland. I think like shops and cafes are open only for half of the day, and then they're going to be closed in the evening for everybody to be ready at home to celebrate Christmas. And we are getting ready right now to go for a little walk outside, maybe have a little coffee somewhere with something sweet, get to the shop to maybe buy something from the food that we need, because tomorrow everything is going to be closed, obviously. It is quite cold outside, but it is not as cold as it used to be about a week ago. Right now we have about like 2 degrees plus 2 degrees Celsius outside, so the snow is melting and it's not the most festive weather ever, but still winter and Christmas is always festive. So as I am almost ready, I will pour myself a cup of coffee and chat with you about winter clothing. I have done a previous video about winter layering, and it inspired me to talk more about winter clothing. So I will just grab my coffee right now. I'm going to prepare an espresso for myself, so it's going to be super quick. By the way, I will be having this Nespresso capsule. I don't know if they are still in shops. Usually these sell out very fast. This is a Christmas limited edition espresso coffee. They had 3 this year, and this one it feels like raspberry for me. I'm not sure if it is raspberry, maybe it is like some other red fruits inside, but it feels like raspberry, and at the same time, like raspberry is not something very festive, but this coffee feels festive for some reason, and I really like it, and I will make one for myself right now. My usual Christmas mug is here, Sensei, and this spoon is from Sensei as well. I am back here with my coffee, and the topic that I wanted to quickly discuss with you today is how to dress in winter in order to look expensive but to look tasteful at the same time, because people could think that it is so easy to look expensive. You just have to put all of the clothes which have like logos and brand names all over it, and then you would look expensive. But that is not something everybody would want. That is not really tasteful. That is quite tacky and really not elegant and not nice. So if you would like to look expensive but you don't want to put logos all over your body, then I will have a few tips for you how you could do it. First, I would like to say that I will be speaking about casual dressing, not about like office clothing, not about evening clothing like party clothing and things like this. Just casual things that you could wear to go for a walk, to go to a shop, or to go to the office if you don't need to be formal out there. And then it is also important to say that I am speaking about winter that is cold like 0 degrees Celsius and lower, -5, -10, really cold temperatures. Because when you have winter with 10-15 degrees Celsius, there is no need to discuss separate ways of dressing in winter, because that's the same way you dress in autumn, and in spring you don't really need something else and other ways in order to dress up. But when it's actually cold outside, like we have in Poland or we have in Ukraine, you need to be warm, you need to have lots of layers, but at the same time you feel like you want to look presentable, you want to look expensive, and there are some ways that you can achieve this. My first and maybe most important tip is to remember that if it is winter and if it is cold outside, you have to wear winter clothes and boots. People who think that they can wear sneakers outside when it is winter and it is snow, they forget that it is not appropriate for the season. Even if they think they are warm enough and they don't need anything else, it doesn't look appropriate. So no matter what kind of season it is actually outside, you need to look appropriate to the season. And if it is winter, you need to have winter boots and a winter coat. If you're not wearing appropriate clothes, people could think that you are just so broke that you don't have any money to buy absolutely any pair of winter boots. Just to make it clear, everything that I say today is completely my subjective opinion, and that shouldn't be something that you agree with, and that is completely fine. Moving on to the dressing. So first you need to make sure you have winter boots and a winter coat. It is a must. We are not discussing brands and the looks yet. And you might think that this tip is ridiculous, but if you go on the street, actually, you can see lots of people who forget to change their clothes from autumn to winter, maybe because they are not cold. They feel like they are superhumans and they don't feel the cold. Or maybe they don't have the money, or I don't know, but this doesn't look good. Then I would like to mention the colors. During the winter season, I would advise you to stick to quite a neutral palette and muted colors. I'm not saying that you should dress in black and white. I think that it's better just to have all of the colors muted. If it is blue, it shouldn't be like an electric blue. It's better to have like dark navy blue, muted blue. If it is green, it is like this. It's like a dark sage olive green color. Gray colors are great. Beige is perfect. Beige color usually looks quite expensive. Doesn't matter which brand it is. Beige color is a very good choice if you want to have like an expensive looking outfit. And it's really easy to go wrong with bright colors in winter, and in the end your outfit is going to look cheap, and it's really not a good idea. So bright colors we will leave for summer and for spring sunny days. Then materials. Materials are super important if you want your clothes and your outfit to look expensive. If we are speaking about sweaters and like knitwear and scarves, gloves, hats, you should stick to natural fabrics as much as you can. That means wool, cotton and cashmere. Well, I know that it is not as cheap as acrylic and polyester, but if you want your outfit to look expensive, that is something you have to look for. You can find wool and cashmere products in all kinds of brands. You have wool and cashmere products in H&M, in Zara, in Oysho, in Uniqlo. Uniqlo is the brand that I cannot stop saying good things about because their clothes are not expensive compared to premium and luxury brands, but they are really high quality and they don't have any logos, so they will not show that this is not a premium brand. And then I also wanted to mention jewelry. I would really advise you to go for silver jewelry or gold if you can, because jewelry from mass market brands, which is made of cheap metal, is going to look really bad really fast. It looks cheap from the first day, and it's really not something that would elevate your outfit. That's why my advice is to skip jewelry from mass market at all. Grab a pair of silver earrings that you can find in brands like APM Monaco or in lots of other brands. And silver jewelry is something that you can regularly clean, and it's going to look good for many, many years. And then I also wanted to mention the hair. If you want your look to be expensive, you need to have your hair looking like you take care of it. It means you need to cut it frequently. You don't need to have split ends or like really poorly looking dull hair, if you understand what I mean. So you need to cut it regularly, don't forget it, because I used to skip this step for a long time. I used to think that the longer the hair, the better I look. And I didn't understand that unhealthy hair ends, although they are long, they are not looking good. And then the waves don't hold well when your hair is not cut frequently. Also, in my opinion, that the hair that was dyed in an unnatural shade looks cheap. It makes your whole look tacky and cheap. I'm speaking about those really light, bright blonde hair dyes. I'm speaking about those black, really like dark black, unnatural colors. In my opinion, the best color that suits people is the color that they were born with. That is their unique hair color. That is the color that they look the most expensive with, the most like tasteful with, and that is something that I really love when I look at people and they have natural hair color. That for me is the most beautiful. I really don't like when people have this almost like yellowish blonde, unnatural color, and in the other parts of their look they try to look expensive and tasteful, but the hair, it just ruins it all and it gives away the lack of taste in them. Then also I wanted to mention the face, and something that I really don't like in people is lip fillers. If you think about somebody from a royal family, about somebody very elegant, would you imagine this person with a lip filler? Would you imagine Kate Middleton with a lip filler? Of course you wouldn't. So why do you think that a woman with a lip filler is going to look expensive and elegant? I don't think so. I don't think that this is tasteful. If I were you, I would go for natural beauty as much as possible. Of course, you can use makeup to put an accent on the face features that you love about yourself, or in order to, you know, match your mood. For example, a red lipstick, that is something that matches my festive mood at the moment. I understand that it's very easy to go too far with makeup and to put too much makeup, and then your whole look is going to be a little bit cheap. So we have to be careful with it, and I know that is something that I have to be careful with it with as well. By the way, these tips were not just for winter at all. But the hair, actually, I feel like we have to pay extra attention to in winter, because when it is summer and it is hot outside, the whole feel of the outfits is more breezy and lighter, and it's more appropriate to have a hair which is not so polished, you know, more kind of messy hair is kind of appropriate when it is summer. But when it is winter, it's better to have more kind of a polished look, nice glossy hair, the hair that looks like you take care of it. Then I also want to speak about scarves and outerwear, and then we will be going, because I feel like I'm already speaking for too long and we still have lots of plans for today. So I will grab my coat and discuss it with you. I wanted to mention, if you are thinking about investing in a luxury piece for your winter wardrobe, you should think about buying a luxurious scarf or a luxurious coat. If you want something less pricey for the start, I would advise you to get a designer scarf, but if you feel like you're ready for a designer puffer jacket, I would really recommend you to get a beautiful designer puffer jacket, which is going to stay in your wardrobe for a really long time, but we will get to that a little bit later. First, I wanted to mention the scarves. I would say that if you are already wearing designer puffer jacket, which has some logos on it, which has branding on it, I wouldn't advise you to put a designer scarf which has a heavy branding on it, because with everything that we do in our looks, we don't want to look desperate for attention. We don't want to look desperate to look expensive and to look beautiful. You know, we want to look like we are relaxed and we don't care about what people think, you know. So putting too much logos at the same time is not a very good idea. I understand that sometimes I don't think about it and I forget about it and I just throw things on myself, and then I notice that I have too many logos at the same time and this doesn't go well together. And that is a tip to remember. For example, I have this beautiful Gucci scarf. I think that this scarf is not a flashy product. It is quite elegant and beautiful for winter time, and it would suit very nicely my outfit if, for example, I was about to go to have like a coffee with my friends, and then I would sit in a coffee shop looking like this, a branded beautiful warm scarf around my neck or around my shoulders, and a cashmere sweater and jeans without any branding. Then this will be a look which is expensive and tasteful and not too much, not too flashy. By the way, I think with this scarf I would choose a beige sweater, not a gray one. But if I am putting my designer puffer coat, which has branding on it, you will see right now, I am going to skip this scarf because having Gucci here and then having Prada here is going to be too much, and it will feel like you are too desperate for attention. So I'm going to remove this scarf and I'm going to grab another scarf which has no branding on it. This is a cashmere scarf, 100% cashmere scarf from Uniqlo, a gray one. While choosing a hat, my advice is the same as with sweaters. I would advise you to choose cashmere or woolen hats, because your hat, your scarf, your puffer, that is something that is going to be visible anywhere you go, that is going to be on the show, and these are the things that will tell if your outfit looks expensive or if your outfit looks cheap. So please pay close attention to the fabrics of your scarves and of your hat and your gloves. It would be really nice if your hat, your gloves and your scarf had the same shade, but it is not that important. They just need to be matchy, quite matching. Here is my puffer jacket from Prada. This video was not made in order to tell you that you should go and buy a puffer jacket from Prada or from any designer brand. Of course you can, but you can also buy puffer jackets from other brands, from mass market brands or premium brands, and you can still look expensive. You just need to choose wisely. You should think about the colors of this puffer jacket. You should think about the materials of the puffer jacket. The puffer jacket shouldn't be like too fashionable, you know, those very oversized puff jackets or cropped puff jackets. You know, those jackets which are too fashionable, they will look outdated very soon, and second, they will look cheap probably, because you will probably get them from Zara or H&M, and the cheap looking cropped puffer jacket is going to make you look not expensive, not classy, not elegant probably. So I would advise you to choose classy shapes. Straight jackets or belted jackets are nice as well, but be careful with putting your own belt over the puffer jackets. Lots of people recommend putting your own belt over the puffer jacket, but it is so easy to go wrong with it, to put a wrong belt with the jacket, and then it will look like it's not matchy at all. So I would skip that step really. And of course, if you want to be warm, pay attention to what you have inside of the puffer jacket. In my previous video about winter layering and warm dressing in winter, I told you that you need to have your puffer jacket with down and feathers inside, not with synthetic materials inside, because you're not going to be warm with it. The brand that I would recommend for mass market puffer jackets is Uniqlo, because their jackets, they have zero branding on it, they don't look cheap, they have nice shades, muted shades that don't look cheap. Anyway, if you are interested in designer puffer jackets, there are plenty options. The first one that would probably be in your head is Moncler. I don't have a winter puffer jacket from Moncler. Probably their quality is very good, but you have to be careful, because even if you are wearing a real one, you may look like you are wearing a fake one, because there are so many people out there in the street who wear fake Moncler jackets. That's why if it is like a similar price point, it is a similar price point with Prada, for example, or Gucci, maybe it's better to go for a jacket which doesn't have dupes, which doesn't have like the same fake jackets made and worn by so many other people on the streets. So this is my Prada jacket. I'm going to put it on. There is here inside there is a pocket. There is nothing else to show inside. My jacket is a down jacket, of course. It is very, very warm, this jacket. This jacket is warmer than the Uniqlo jacket that I have, but it is also a little bit shorter. This one is not coming to my knee. It is, I think you can see it is finishing up here. The fabric here on top is satin, which looks very expensive and very nice. I have not taken this jacket to dry cleaners yet during the 3 years that I have it, and I've worn it almost non-stop during those years in winters. I got my Uniqlo jacket only this year because I felt like I don't need to have a Prada jacket to go to the gym or to go to buy groceries. That is something that if you want to have, it's nice to have for the times exactly when you want to look presentable, when you want to look expensive, when you want to go and feel confident and beautiful and good about yourself. That is for those kinds of days. But for regular days of gym and groceries, Uniqlo jacket does its job 100%. So, and before I got my Uniqlo jacket, actually I was going everywhere in this jacket, and that was not a smart idea. And that is something I don't recommend. So anyway, after 3 years, this jacket is really good looking, almost new. Like, I think if I take it to the dry cleaners, it's going to look completely new. Regarding the quality, I can recommend it 100%. It has a hood over here. A hood is something that I think is really important, because when it is very windy or you forgot your hat, having a hood on is very good. Then it has a fur collar in here. I personally don't mind having a real fur collar. I think it's quite cute. But if you don't feel comfortable, you don't think it's good to wear real fur, I would advise you to skip fake faux fur on your coats and generally in your outfits, and to have nothing better than fake fur, because generally faux fur looks really cheap. No matter how they try to make it look nice and to make it look like it's real one, first, I don't see the point of wearing faux fur, because it, like, you want to look like you're wearing a dead animal, but you don't wear a dead animal. Like, I don't see the point, and it looks cheap. Really, it usually looks really cheap, not nice. Please skip fur on your coat. And this coat also has a belt, which I really like. I think that coats which have belts are generally more elegant. They are like, they are giving you a better shape, more feminine. So if you are looking at a coat which has a belt and at a coat which doesn't have, I would advise you to go for a coat which has a belt. And this coat has a very nice Prada belt, which went together with the coat, obviously. And as you can see, it has a Prada logo here on the buckle. Here we have a little bit of Prada Saffiano leather, and on the back of the jacket there is a Prada logo as well. Here I think you can see it, you can probably see it, that there is Prada written in here. A very warm jacket, so I shouldn't stay in it for too long or inside, because I'm going to be too hot. But I hope you can see it very well. Oh, I have a tram ticket and what is it? Cleansing hand gel from Bath and Body Works called Iced Cinnamon Rolls. A very cute one. You can always find nice things in the pockets of your puffer jacket. At least that's what's happening for me. And well, if you are looking into buying a designer coat, or if you are looking into buying a Prada puffer coat, I would definitely recommend you to get one, because I am really satisfied with this thing that I have for 3 years right now. And if you have any questions about Prada puffer jackets or any kind of things that I mentioned in this video, please write them in the comments below. I will be very happy to answer you. And now we will get going. We will have our nice coffees outside and enjoy this day. I will see you very soon. This video is not going to be over right now. I think I'm going to take my camera with me. And I'm also wishing you a very happy new year and nice holidays.